discuss some more important topics. Access modifiers in Java. One of the interview question they may ask you, right? So what is access modifier? How many types of access modifiers we have in Java? Access modifiers, see, so far we have been writing public, right? For every class, we're writing public, public class. We've been writing public class. Okay, for many methods, you have public. Only we know public, right? So what are these access modifiers in Java means? Access modifiers are keywords in Java by which we can set level of access or control. We can set level of control for a class, for a methods, for a variables. Okay. How we can access them, where we can access them. If you set that level, where we can access. Is it possible to access within the same package, outside of that package, within the same package of subclasses? So this kind of level, but they are keywords. Remember, they are keywords. I told you keywords means reserved words. In Java, there are 4 types we have. One is called public, private, protected, and no access modifiers. So what is public access modifiers? Public access modifier can access within the class, within the same package of subclasses, outside of the package also we can access. When you want to access public methods or variables, we can access it from all the same of all class of same package, other packages. Excuse me. That's what we call them global. Globally we can access anywhere you want. But private methods and variables can be accessible only from same class. We can access within the same class. And we cannot access it from other classes or subclasses of even same package. Means private means when you declare private, whenever you don't want to access them outside, only you want access within that method, within that class, then go with private. Public and private, we can simply say, public is a police, a watchman for apartment, security is a private person. Police have all rights, you can access anywhere, but security, he has only for that particular apartment. He can control only that particular apartment people, but not outside people. Right? Same way. So public you can anywhere you can. If you want to access globally, anywhere you can define them. Protected. Protected methods can be accessed from all class of same package or subclass of that class. Subclasses means child class, we call them child class. But if you want access into other packages, especially protected, then we have to take help of inheritance concept, inheritance. By using extends keyword, we can access outside of that package also. No access or people call default, also people call default. So when you can say default, if a method or if a class doesn't have access modifier, either public or private or protected, then it will be considered as default. So when you say default, those default can be accessible inside all class of same package only. All class of same package only. Anywhere you want, you can go on accessing according to the situations you want. So from today, so every time I go on writing public, don't confuse. Public means we can even when declaring variables also we can use public. When declaring private also we can declare public variable, private variable, classes we can write. While writing methods also we can write. Okay. But remember, when you define this public, you have to understand you can access globally anywhere you want. Okay. And here, first of all, what is a method? How many types of methods we have in Java? Why you want methods basically? Very important when you are writing framework classes, 100% we have to write a methods. Yes, in WebDriver, test suite means number of test cases. You may need to perform some actions multiple times or in multiple test cases like login into your account, place order or any other actions. Means what does it mean? Suppose you take any application you have in the market here, 100% we have some reusabilities. Every time we have to keep on reusing them. How do you feel like every time writing that code is not that way, right? It's not that, it's a very overhead to us. Every time writing, say for example, if you take a Gmail application, login, logout is common. If you want to compose a mail, if you want to log into your account, or if you want to reply a mail, if you want to forward a mail, what is important? What is reusable? Login, logout, login, logout. Every time I don't want to keep on writing login, logout, login, logout, login, logout. Right? So in that scenarios, what you do, when you have repeatable actions or repeatable methods, if you go on writing them, it will become overhead and increase the size of your code also. So instead of that, if you create those methods which you want to access every time for one time, create one time, and it will be easy for you to maintain, and we can keep on calling wherever you require. So remember all of you, whenever we have reusable methods in a project, write them once, develop them once, and leave them. And anybody in your company who are working against that project, anybody can reuse, can keep on calling wherever required, so that we can reduce the code and it will be easy for you to maintenance also. That is the meaning of method. So what is a method means? A method is a group of statements which is created to perform some actions or operations. Login. What is that login? It is one method. What is performing? It is entering username, it is entering password, it's clicking login button, and it's validating the title. That is one action. It is performing some action over there. You're writing addition in arithmetic Java. Addition is one method. It's performing some addition, adding two values. Division, subtraction, multiplication. See, a method is a group of statement which is created to perform some action or operation when Java code call it from main method. Method, remember all of you, code written inside methods cannot execute by themselves. We cannot execute by themselves. So to execute that method block, you need to call them somewhere else, in the main method block or into some other classes also. That means methods will not execute by themselves unless we call them. Unless we call them to somewhere else. So far you have been writing main method, right? You're writing the code under main method. This is not the right way. We have to keep on writing methods under class level. And if you want to execute those methods, either you need to call them in main method or you can call them to other classes. So when you're writing methods, basically we can write methods with access modifiers, without access modifiers also. Now, just now I told you access modifiers, right? Suppose I want to write a method. How to write with access? Private means public or whatever. Public, static, void, method name. Method name. We can define arguments for a method. I'll show you how to define arguments. Without arguments also we can write a method. Write your statement and close braces. This is static. Two types of methods we can write. One is static, one is non-static. Static method and non-static method. Non-static method. Public, void, method name. Method name. Write your statement and close your braces. Two methods we can write. A static method or non-static method. The question here is, what is static and what is non-static? What's the difference between static and non-static? And method types I'll tell you. Return type methods we have, but method we can write two ways, static and non-static most of the time. Simple difference, look at that. Static methods will have static keyword. First difference. Non-static methods will not have static keyword. By looking this, we have to understand, oh, it is a static method, it is a non-static method. By looking this difference, we can easily find out which is static and which is non-static. That's the first difference. When we write static methods, when we write non-static, what is static? What is the meaning of static here? Static means remains constant. It doesn't change. Non-static means which keeps on changing every time. Which goes on changing every time. So, for example, if we take a bike, two-wheeler vehicle, bike. In a bike, if I take wheels and price of the bike, wheels, you take any bike, wheels are constant, they don't change, two wheels. Price keeps on changing to bike to bike. So, wheels we can store under static, price we can store under non-static. Why? Because the properties means that object properties keeps on changing during runtime within that class. So that means static methods or static variables, we can declare the variables or methods also here. Whenever they don't change, when they remain constant, when the object property values doesn't change, then go with static. No. Object property values keeps on changing within that class, then go with non-static. Second difference. Third difference here is static methods can be called directly with the class name or method name. Very important. We can call static methods directly with a class name or method name. Whereas non-static methods, you cannot call them directly. You cannot call them with the method name or you cannot call with class name. We need to create a reference object of the class. That's the third difference, very important. So remember, whenever we have non-static methods, don't call them directly. Create a reference object of the class and then call that methods. If you have a static methods, call them directly, either with the class name or method name. Static stuff in the sense variables or methods. Static stuff cannot access in non-static. Non-static stuff we can access in non-static as well as statics also, no problem. But static we can access only in static, that's it. It won't allow you to call them in non-static. Non-static we can access, no restriction for non-static. We can access, we can call static, we can call non-static also. But static, restriction, what restriction it has? We can call only static methods over there. How? Let us see practically how it is possible. See, now I am creating a class 21 August 21. I'm saying demo 1 main method finish of it. So far you have been writing under main method, right? Now we are writing methods. So under class level you can declare variables. I told you how many types of variables we have? 3 types of variables, right? Local variable, non-static variable or instance variable, or static variable. Now I'm planning to write static method, so I'll declare variable also static by using access modifier, no problem. Public static, so that static is also a keyword. Static integer a comma b comma c. This is how we declare variables under class level. These are global variables. We call them global variables. Again, I'm declaring one more variable. Access modifier, remember all of you guys, access modifiers are not mandatory, they're optional. And I'm going to set just now, we are setting a level of access. Public static double x comma y comma z. Okay, now we have to write a, here I'm planning to write only static here. So I'm writing one method, public static void, excuse me, method name. I told you what the rules I told you for method name as per Java rules. First letter of method name should always start with small letter. Whereas class name, user defined class or predefined class should always start with capital. That's a rule. Okay. I am giving my method name as addition. Add. Open your braces. Now write your statement. See, now no need of declaring again variables here. Directly we can access that variables, ABC variable. I want to do A is equal to 34. B is equal to something 5. C is equal to A plus B. This is what we can do, arithmetic operation. And written for C. You can say here addition. Addition is colon plus C. Next, come out of this method. Don't write inside method. Come out of this method. Next method. I want to get floating division. Public again. Static. Void. Method name is floating underscore division. Okay. So I'll use the double variables which I declared, x, y, z. X is equal to something. Y is equal to something 7. Z is equal to x divided by y, and print for z. Floating division. Floating division is colon plus z. Okay, like that we can go on writing number of methods. See that when I try to run these methods, observe all of you guys. Are they executing? Are they executing here? Are you seeing any outputs here? No. Why? Methods will not execute by themselves unless we call them under either main method, or you can call them into another classes also, wherever you want. So until you call them now, it won't execute. But what is happening in main method? If you're writing in main method, if you run, everything is executing from starting to ending. That's not right procedure in real time. Here we have a chance. Which method you want, you can call them. Which method you don't want, you can avoid them. You understand, all of you? So now what I told you, static method, how you can call static methods? Static methods we can call either with the class name or method name. We can call them with either method name or class name, because static method. So I'm calling with class name. So demo1. Demo1 is a class name. This class is holding the methods, right? Demo1 dot. Apply dot there. Now see, addition. Now see, we're able to call addition method. Next, I don't want call floating. Don't call. It won't execute. If you call them only, it will execute. Demo1 dot floating division. Floating division. So now if I run these methods, then only methods will get executed. Floating division means when you have decimal point, we have to get the floating division. That is what the meaning of static methods. So methods will not execute by themselves unless we call them under main method. And one more advantage here is, if you don't want to call, comment it. Only that particular method which is not commented, only that particular method will get executed. That's a good advantage we have. We can reuse anywhere you want. Every time need not. Suppose you feel that these two are commonly are using your project. Assume that you're using these two methods are commonly using your project. Need not create them every time. Create one time and keep on calling wherever you want. Even your colleagues can call. Everybody can call. Anyone can call. So what are these variables? See, if I don't declare variables, what will happen globally? Look at here. Again, we have to define again data type again. Int, double, right? So if you want to keep on reusing, declare them globally under class level. Declare, see, anything you find blue color, they are global variables. They are global variables. Mute your videos. Bharat. Okay. So if we declare, see, what is local variable here? What is local variable? If you declare a variable inside the method, now I'm saying integer. I'm saying integer str1 comma str2. These are called local variables. These are called local. So look at that local difference. Local variable and global variable. Local variables are somewhat brownish color, brownish. And these variables are accessible only within this method addition. You cannot access these variables to this floating division. So we don't want to give that much importance for local variables. We always give importance to global variables. So these are global. Why you call them global variables? Any variables declared under class level. It can be static or non-static. Global variables are static variables. And what is this? It is a static method. No need of typing while practicing. Okay, I'm typing for your understanding. This one, English language. And this is also, what is this? It is also static method. And this one, what is it? It is a main method. Main method. And what you're doing here? Calling static methods. Static methods with what? With class name. In which class that methods are holding, you can call with help of that class name. You can observe that class name. The class name is demo1. This is what? Class name. Super class. We can also call it as super class. This is our user defined class. And here, access modifiers are not mandatory here. If I remove access modifier public, what is it? Anybody? What is this? Whatever method is add? Seventh line. Whatever method add? Default method. Why you call default method? Because there is no access modifier defined for that. Okay. So access modifiers are not mandatory. Access modifiers are not mandatory. If you want to access them globally across, then access public. Maximum we go on with public. Okay, that is called static method. So whenever you want to use fixed, when there is a fixed properties of within that class, then go with static. And advantage with static is we can easily access globally anywhere you want. Okay, that is one level. Next, non-static. Look at that, non-static. Demo 2. Select your main method, finish off it. Again, you can declare some variables here. Access modifiers, if you want, use or don't use. It's up to you. Public. Don't say static keyword now, right? Int a comma b comma c. Again, I'm declaring one more. Public double x comma y comma z. Like that, you can declare variables accordingly. So whatever variables, these variables are non-static variables and globally declared under class level. Now write a method. Public void, method name is multiplication. I want to multiply with integer type. So I can say, no need of declaring again data type, directly say variable a is equal to, okay, 446 something, define anything you want. B is equal to some 8, C is equal to A into Y. And sys out for multiplication colon plus print for Z. Sorry, A into B. C. Print for C. Again, I want division, floating division. Net public void Method name is division. I'm defining without arguments, but arguments also we can define. That is also important. I'll discuss. Yes, what are double tap here? X is equal to something. You want divide with y is equal to something 8. Okay. Z is equal to x divided by y. And sys out. Just get a clarity on these methods. Division is colon plus z. Okay. Now, will they execute? Will they execute? No. Right? Methods will not execute by themselves, which are written inside the class. If you want to execute them, either we need to call them in main method or we can call them to other classes also. How do you call main non-static methods? Anybody? How do you call non-static methods? What's the class name here? Anybody? What's the class name?
Demo2.
Demo2. What are the methods here we have? Anybody? How many methods we have?
2 methods.
What are method names?
MUL division.
MUL division.
Division.
2 methods, right? How do you call these methods?
By creating objects for the class.
Which class?
Demo2 class.
Yes. So we have to create a reference object. Demo2. Some object. Anything. X is equal to. Object is your choice. X is equal to new demo2. So what is X here? What is X?
Object.
It's a object of that class. And what that X is holding? X is holding methods multiplication and division. Yes or no? So whichever method you want to call with that. X dot multiplication. Next, X dot division. So that's the difference between static and non-static here. Non-static methods, you cannot call them directly. You have to create a reference object of the class, and with help of that object, we need to call those methods either here inside that class, in the main method, or outside of that class. Means if you want to access them to other classes means subclasses. Other class means nothing but subclass, child class. Same, anywhere you want, you have to create a reference object for them, compulsory. Now, methods are executable within this class. Methods are executable within this class. So like that, that's the main difference. Static methods, non-static methods. So methods are reusable, especially. Reusable methods are created only once. Every day we don't want them. Okay? We create only once and we keep on calling wherever you require, whenever you require, according to your business requirements. Am I clear to all of you guys? This is class name. And these are global non-static. Is it clear to all of you guys? Non-static variables, and it is a non-static. Am I clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Non-static method, and this is again it is a main method. And here what we are doing to call creating
Object.
reference object for a class. Okay, which class means non-stat, I mean that particular class, super class, in which class we have that methods, and then we are calling with help of that class object name. So there is a major difference between static and non-static. So when you go with framework classes, when you go with the TestNG classes, no more main method. We don't use main method. Remember, here only for practicing purpose we're using main method. Generally, especially testing department. Okay, we avoid maximum main method once we go to TestNG and framework classes. But remember, methods, types of methods. I'll show you. Return type methods. How I will not now. Before going to framework class, I'll show you. Okay, guys, that's a major difference between static and non-static and access modifiers we have in Java. Okay, and next topic is, as you know, arrays. What is array? How many types of
Collection of
arrays we
value.
have? No?
Array is collection of value.
Array is a collection of values. Okay. Why we go with arrays first of all? Why you want to go with arrays? Array is a special type of variable in Java here. Array is a special type of variable in Java where we can store values in a variable based on the data type like int, double, string, long, etc., etc., etc. Suppose if you want to store multiple values, say for example 10 to 20 values or more different values, not same value, different values in different variables, what will happen? It is an overhead for you to create and initialize different variables for each value, right? Okay, 20 values, 20 variables we can declare. 100 values, if I have 100 values means 100 variable, declaring 100. For every value we have to declare a variable. It's an overhead. The code readability, understandability, lot of confusion you may have in that situations, right? So to overcome this kind of situations, we are taking help of array concept. In array, we can use array to store multiple different values in array. An array can store multiple values of same data type, like integer. If you are planning to store integer, integer, char means char, string means string, and same type, and each stored data location now unique index number. Unique index number. Look at here. These are index numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And below that index, we are storing the values for 0, 10, for 1, 12, for 2, 48, for 3, 17, 4, 5, and 5, 49. What are the values you can store? Integer type values. So arrays will always start with 0 index number. 0 by default. In arrays, there are two concepts we have. One is called single dimension, multi-dimension. Some people also call it as two dimension also we call it as. What is single dimension means? Whenever we want to store single values. Whenever you want to store single values. See that for storing and retrieving values to and from array, we use index. Index starts from 0 and continues like 1, 2, 3, etc., etc., etc. Single dimension, yesterday class I shown you for each loop, right? See, we can define syntax this way also. We can store your arrays like this. See, data type, array variable, single square bracket is equal to new data type, and then define the size of array. Length, size means nothing but length of array. How many values you are planning to store in this array variable, you define that length. Or we can also store like this, data type, array variable, and within flower braces, we can store your data. It's up to your business, which I shown yesterday class. Suppose if I want to store single values in array, how can I store single values in array? I can say single dimension. Store integer values into array variable. I'm going with single first syntax. Data type, int, array variable, num, anything you can define, array variable, num. Single dimension means single square bracket is equal to new data type, int. How many values you are planning to store? I'm planning to store 5 values. Define the size. 5, what is 5?
Value.
5 is length.
Length of array.
Length of array. And you can store how many values you can store? That array variable
Five.
num? 5 values we can
Five.
store. How to store now? Only integer we can store. There is a drawback in array. Drawback array is arrays will not allow you to store different type of data types. That's one of the drawback. Okay. How to store now? Num of 0 starting from 0 means first value is equal to 100. Next, num of 1 is equal to 200. Next, num of 2 is equal to some other value. Only same data type. Num of 3 is equal to so and so value. Next, num of completed. Num of 4. Num of 4 is equal to something so and so. 5 values completed or not?
Yes.
Right? So, how many length you defined here? You can store that many values. Okay, if you define more than that length, again throws exception to you. So be careful. So now I want to print length of this array. How do you print length of array? Print length of array. I want to know how many length. Length means how many size available in that. Print that length of array. Sys out. Num dot length. Num dot length. Length function can return the size of array. How many length it is means 5 values. There are 5 values in array variable. Now I want to print 1000 value from that list. Now this array list is stored into which variable now? Array variable is num variable. Remember all of you. I want to print 1000 value from that list. Print specific value from array list. Come on guys. How do you print that array specific from the array list? 1000.
Without num of 4.
Define array variable along with index number. Simple answer.
Yeah.
Along with array. What is that array variable now? What is that number?
4.
4. Because 1000 is stored into 4th index,
4.
the position. The position of this 1000 is stored in 4th position in that collection. No. I want to print from 0 to 5, 0 to 4. So compulsory, we have to go with looping statement. Am I right or not? Yes or no? Yes, we have to go with either for loop or for each loop.
For
each.
Yeah.
For each loop or for loop, better. Better I told you for each loop here. Better to go for each loop. Whenever there is in collection here, whenever something stored in collection, always better to go with for each loop. Now, how to define for anybody? Yesterday class I told you syntax for array. Data type. What data type you can define here?
Int.
Why int?
Array variable.
It is the value of array.
It all depends upon the it all depends upon the data that is stored in array variable.
Array.
What data type this array variable is holding, you must define the same data type. My array is holding what? Integer type. Some variable x to store the position of each and every position in that collection. Array variable is num. So what do you want to print now? Yes, what do you want to print? You want to print num or x? X. Why x? Because we don't want to print collection. What do you want to print? We want to print each and every position in that collection. I want to print each and every position. Every position is stored into x variable only. Okay, so that it can print each and every position in that collection. From here 100, 200, 8, so and so, so and so. This is a length of array and this is specific value so and so. No. One I want store with integer, one I want store with string type. Is it possible? Can I store string here?
No.
Why?
We have to store only one type of one data type within the
Oh,
single array.
that you can say that is a drawback in array. That's a drawback in array. Arrays will always allow you to store same type of data type. I want to store one with integer, one with string, one with boolean, one with character, one with double. Then what to do? Then how do you overcome that problem? Anybody?
Multi-dimensional.
Even multi-dimension also it's array kada. Multi-dimension is also array concept. That even in multi-dimension also it will not allows, it won't allow you to store different data types. It also allows to store only same data type. That's a drawback in array. In either a single dimension or multi-dimension, that's a drawback we have in array. But I want to store a different type of data type. Some situations here in our application, say when you're testing a register form, assume that register form, one field will be text field, one field will be integer type, right? Pin number, mobile number. When you're inputting in pin number, mobile number, in that case, we can't go with string type. We have to go with integer type at that time. Think in terms of application. Don't think in terms of Java. You guys don't think in terms of Java. You should always think in terms of Selenium.
Application.
Yes, we have a very good concept for that also. What is that concept is? Object array. What is that? Object array. If anyone asking you, what is an object array? Object array is used to store multiple values of different data types. Object is a class there. So whenever you are planning to store different type of data types of multiple values, different type of data types, remember that. Then we should take help of object array. Let me show you. Syntax, no data type. Look at that. No need to define data type. Directly can say object, array variable, new, object, size of array. Or we can store this way also. It's up to you. Okay. So that's what very important for our WebDriver purpose. Object array is very important. What is object array again, guys? Whenever you want to store multiple values of different data types, array is also storing different multiple values of same data type. But I want to store different type of data types in array variable. Then we have to take help of object array. This object array, we can use it not only in single dimension, even in multi-dimension also. Anywhere. Okay? How? Let's see one example on that. Object array. Main method, finish of it. So that I want to store multiple values of different data types. So for that, what we should use? Object. O should be capital because O should be capital. Object, some variable. I'm defining some variable, array variable as X, whatever. Okay, X. How you want? You want to go with the flower braces or this way? Which way you want?
Square braces.
Flower braces, Single square bracket is equal to flower braces open, flower braces close. Here you can store one. I want store integer 100 comma. Next I want store string type hello. Allowing or not? Allowing. Next I want store floating values. Allowing. Next I want store single character. Allowing. Again I want store string type. allowing like that. We can store different type of data types. Again, I want to store integer type like that. See that is the purpose of object array. So whenever you want to store multiple values of different data types, this object array will be very useful for us. And even in this, so what is 100 index number? Anybody? What is 100 index number? What the position of this number?
Zero.
This position will be 0. Always 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many values we have here? 5 values. Where stored? They are stored into one array variable. What is that array variable? X variable. Again, I want to print all that values 1 to 0 to last value from that collection.
Sorry.
Yes, for tell me now, data type. Inta,
I think
string.
we have to use the object.
Object.
String.
You have to take it as an object
Your data type should be object. Why?
because there are multiple data types within a single array.
That means, yes. So don't say int or string here, because we are not only string and int, we are having different type of data types. That is, our data type is object here. Simple. See, whenever we use for each loop, always look at your collection, this array variable. What data type this array variable is holding, blindly define the data type here. Don't argue. No more argument for that. Here I can't say string or integer, or I cannot define one data type here, right? All of them stored into object array. So directly what we can say for that, we can say your object, your data type is also object. Object, some variable each, colon, collection, where they stored, X. What do you want print from that? What do you want print from that? Do you want print each or X?
Each.
Huh?
Each.
What is each? Rest of
Value.
you guys, huh? Are you listening or sleeping? Yeah. What is each?
Position.
Each is a variable which is holding each and every position of that array collection. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 position. All these positions are each and every position stored into this each variable. We don't want to print collection. We want to print position values. Every position value. So every position value stored into which variable? Each variable. Each variable. Suppose I wanted a specific value from this collection, means all of I know, I told you already. Suppose I want print India. What the position of this India in that collection?
4.
4. So directly define that index number along with array variable.
It's a 4.
So that is how the way we can use object array. Object array is very much important for our testing point of view. Object is not a variable. Remember, the object is a class. That's what I say. O capital means it's a class. Class object is a root of class hierarchy. Every class has object as a superclass. All objects including array, including methods of this class. Okay. So it is a class. So that it will allow you to store different type of data types you want. According to the situation, we can store. Do you understand, all of you guys? Am I clear to all of you?
Yes.
Yes. At the same time, what is multi-dimension or two-dimension? All of you know that. Multi-dimension or two-dimension, the best example for this is Excel sheet. We can take Excel sheet. Whenever you want to store table example. Table. Excel is a table only, right? Rows and columns. Whenever you want to retrieve or whenever you want to store table data, then multi-dimension will be very, very useful. Single dimension only we can store single value, not more than one value. So, best example here is we can take Excel. Excel is a table only. Here you will be taking some username. Say for example, I am taking one username, admin1, my username. My password is a key one. I am storing different data. Okay, this 2. This is username 1. What is this index number? What is this? 0. And what this will have? 1. What is this? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 we have. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Rows. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Number of rows. Number of columns we count like this. 0, first column, first row. This is how the way we store in Excel generally. Am I right or not? These are
Yes.
number of columns. And these are
Number of rows.
number of rows. Anything in Selenium, Java, sorry, in arrays, everything start from 0 only. That can be row or that can be column or that can be anything. Everything start from 0 only. Now, this is the table, you have defined table like this. Number of columns, number of rows. Now, how you store this in 2 dimension? I want to store this in 2 dimension, right? Using 2 dimension. 2 dimension syntax should be like this. What 2 dimension we can use like this. See, data type, array variable name, 2 square brackets, 1 for row, 1 for column, is equal to new data type. First, see that one more thing. Where rows are stored? Anybody? Where rows are stored here? Rows are stored into where? Rows are stored in a table. Am I right or not? Rows are stored in a table. Where columns are stored?
Columns are table.
Columns also in table. Check that. When I ask you username column, where username column stored and name, what you will say? When I ask you where password column stored means, what do you say? Username column stored in first row, password column stored in
First column.
you say row only. So columns are stored within rows. Remember that. These columns are stored within rows. Look at that first row. If you define headers, columns are stored within rows. First row, second row, third row, fourth row. Okay. Columns are stored within rows, but rows are stored within table. That's a hierarchy. Don't confuse. Do you understand, all of you?
Okay.
Yes or no? This is general proofs here. See, columns are stored within rows only. First column, first row. Second column, first row. So columns are stored within rows. Rows are stored within table. So columns are data containers. Columns will store your data, not rows. Remember that. Columns will store your data. Where is your username column? Username column stored into username column. We don't say username row. We say username column. Username stored into username column. Password stored into password column. We don't say password row, password column. Password row. That's hierarchy. Don't confuse. Okay. So whenever you want to retrieve the data in 2 dimension, first we have to define row size. First define the row size, and then we have to define column size. Do you understand? First, why rows? Because columns are stored within the row. So define first row size and then columns. How many rows? How many columns you have? Or we can also define like this. 2 dimension. We can store in this way also. It's up to your business. Okay, na? So 2 dimension is very useful whenever you want to access multiple set of data in a table. That Monday class I'll discuss this one here. Monday and Monday class, very important topics will go like string class. Once I complete this, I'll discuss string classes, string functions especially, which we are going to use in WebDriver. and then we'll start WebDriver, writing code against applications. Okay, guys? Yesterday,
Sir,
I sent you
then
some
yes.
mails.
Yeah.
Huh, who is that?
Yeah. Shashank, I have received the mails till do while for each loops.
Yeah, yesterday's class.
Yeah.
Shushan, did you communicate to Narendra?
Yeah, actually I've communicated to him to share the recordings, but he didn't share me anything.
Okay, I'll talk to him today. You'll get today.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Maybe they're looking for payment, anything like that. Maybe so.
No, actually I've cleared long away in January only.
Okay. Okay, I'll inform to Narendra. He'll do that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, guys. So Monday we'll have a discuss and then we'll go further one by one. Okay. So get ready for Monday and be safe, stay free. Okay, stay in home. Be
Sir,
safe.
sir, one thing. What about this installation of this Java?
That's what. If you go with that first video, you'll get that everything here.
Okay, fine. Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Celebrate your festival. Celebrate your festival in your house. Don't come out. Yes.
Don't we have class tomorrow, sir?
That's what I'm saying, ma. We'll meet on Monday.
Okay.
Next week I'll take. Don't worry. Who's that? Kalyani, you want class tomorrow?
Yeah, actually in first class you told, right? Saturdays also we have classes.
Tomorrow is our festival, kadama. Give
Yeah,
one day.
okay.
Huh?
Okay,
Next week
sir.
we'll have it. Don't worry. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
Right. See you.
Thank you.
Yeah.